financial type, self-helpy type books, but I can't remember exactly. But she and her husband also lost their entire life savings. And she also had a kind of interesting attitude where she said she really had to focus on what they still had. You know, obviously they still had their health, they still had their family members, they still had, you know, they were still active. I don't know if they were working full time. You know what I mean? They had successful careers. So they had a history of success. So she said, I literally could not, if I focused on what I lost, I would never get out of bed. I had to make myself just grateful for every little thing, like, you know, my hot coffee in the morning, or like, you know, the birds in the tree, like anything that was in the present tense. And I couldn't veer off that, or I would fall apart. And it's good advice. And I really feel like when I listened to that podcast and her saying that, I mean, I really feel like I understood it so much, because I 100% feel I would never want to have had my brain injury from the assault, or have gone through that experience with the robbery and be disabled now, which I am, and lose, you know, my professional career, which I did, from losing skills I used to have permanently. But I will say, like, it's been 8 years, like, there really is nothing I fear that much, because I already had to learn how to read again. You know, I've already had to almost have lost my mind, you know, like my common sense, you know, my ability to function. You know, I've already been at a ground zero where I was ashamed of who I had become. You know, physically I was ashamed, mentally, and I clawed my way out of that, you know, with God's grace. Never would have gotten out of that if it had just been people. I did rely on people, but I mean, it was definitely like, there was just so much I could never tell other people. I mean, I could just never share some of the